Welcome back to another video. My name is Dario from Bluebird Coffee Roastery, and today I want to talk to you about the November subscription coffees. I can't believe we're talking about November subscription coffees already. This year has flown by and we've had such an amazing lineup month after month. I'm super proud of what we've been able to put out, and the feedback we're getting on these coffees has been absolutely exceptional. The coffee I'm going to talk to you about today is the Delagua Anaerobic Natural. From a really cool project that is sort of like coordinated and run by Equation Coffee in Colombia. We've been buying coffee from Delagua for a couple of years now, and always funky, interesting, sweet, big coffees. This year we've chosen a honey and a natural lot. Both of them are anaerobic as well. So this is a coffee that would have been fermented in an anaerobic environment and then dried with the whole fruit still attached to the seed. That's what anaerobic natural would mean, whereas the honey would be, it was actually fermented in whole cherry, then depulped and dried with just some mucilage still on the seed. So that's the difference between the processing. In fact, this is the coffee that was in the October Blue Bag. So for our Blue Bag subscribers, you've tasted this coffee already. What is super cool about it is that you got to taste it with no prejudice, with no information, without me telling you what it is or suggesting brew recipes, but rather just figure it out, see how you enjoy it, if you enjoy it, and only found out today that it is actually this particular coffee, which is pretty cool. The feedback I've had on this coffee from our subscribers, specifically the Blue Bag subscribers, has been overwhelmingly positive. I've had messages from people going, what the heck was in that bag? It's freaking amazing. And for everybody else listening to this, if you are receiving any subscription box this month, any curated subscription box, you're going to get this coffee, and I hope you have the same reaction to it. It is a gem of a coffee. So I'm going to brew it really simply. I'm going to be using a 13-gram dose, 200 grams of water at 93 degrees. And I'm going to do two simple pours. I'm going to do a center pour for 50 grams and then circular for 50 grams, taking us to a total of 100. Then I'm going to wait a minute and 30 seconds. I've ground pretty coarse, so slightly coarser than you would normally grind. If you had like a, I don't know, like a standard grind setting that you would start with, go slightly coarser than that. You're going to get a very fast drawdown, but then leave a longer time between pours, and you'll find that the sweetness will be through the roof. So let's get started. This first pour is going to be 50 grams dead center in my Origami Air. The reason we do that is to saturate the center of the bed first and thoroughly, because with the V-shaped dripper, obviously the center of that bed is deeper than the side, so we need to saturate that thoroughly. Our second pour is going to be exactly the same. We're just giving a lot of contact time, a lot of time for water to penetrate the coffee and to pull extractable material to the surface of each coffee ground. So then we do our second pour, we strip all of that off the coffee, and we end up with a higher extraction, higher TDS in our brewer, the longer we leave that coffee and water to sit together. So you will notice on your V60 or your Origami or your flower dripper from Cafec that you end up with this pour structure, you end up with like quite a deep cavity in the center of your bed. That's absolutely fine. On your next pour, what I tend to do is do a first circular pour around the outside of the bed to get all the coffee grounds into the center of the brewer again, and then I do the opposite. I will go circular and then center pour for the second 50 grams. We're almost at a minute 30, so we're almost ready to go again. And I can already smell these beautiful tropical fruit aromatics coming off this coffee. Absolutely incredible. So quick circular pour and then up to 50 grams and then center. So I'll give you an indication of what our total brew time will be, but I'm aiming for just over 2 minutes for this particular coffee. And as I said, it's smelling absolutely amazing. I can't wait to taste it. If you're brewing this coffee in your espresso machine, you're gonna get some incredible, incredible flavors coming from it. It's loads of tropical fruit, high in sweetness, and you should get some like nice milk chocolate notes, especially if you're combining with milk. So we threw at 2 minutes, just on 2 minutes 15, and I am going to discard my brewer, grab a cup, and let's give this bad boy a taste. Okay, so the beautiful thing about coffee is that everyone has their own preferences, from really clean, washed African coffees with high acidity to super, super funky anaerobics. And we like to cater to everybody at different times of the year. From Colombia, we are buying some more funky coffees. For us, they're funky coffees, but for some, they might be quite clean. We don't enjoy too much funk in fermentation. We want to taste the varietal, we want to taste terroir, not just fermentation. But this is a great example of a coffee that reaches that balance very, very well. You've definitely got those funky, natural anaerobic characteristics. The body is obviously enhanced by that processing, but the clarity of flavor is still very present. The way I'm roasting this coffee is also fairly light, fairly fast, with less time after crack than what we would have with some of our other naturally processed coffees, just because of the fragility of the cell structure of this coffee after it goes through anaerobic fermentation. So again, just such a beautiful cup of coffee. I'm getting loads of like dark citrus, like blood orange, some cherry coming through, and definitely some chocolate notes, bit of plum, just an amazing cup of coffee. As I said, a little bit funky, a lot clean, a lot sweet. So yeah, I hope you enjoy this. For those of you who aren't subscribed yet, I'd highly recommend checking it out in the description below. For a written version of this recipe, there will be a link in the description below as well to help you to follow along at home. And please comment, engage with us on social media, on Instagram and on YouTube. We are checking the comments, and yeah, we'd love to engage with you about this coffee. If you missed it in the subscription, I believe there will be just a little bit available to release after the fact, so you can check it out on our web store. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.